All right, thank you. All right, there's one there. 4. All right, quickly. Can they have the mic? Number 1 here. Okay.
My question is it right for a Christian to gamble?
It's not on.
Check. Because we are talking about.
Come again. We didn't hear you.
Okay. I asked whether it is right for me as a Christian to do gambling.
Gambling.
Yes, because.
Why are you asking that question? I'm interested.
Yes, let me finish. I'll tell you.
Okay.
And then 2, whether it's right for me as a Christian to gather like 5 of my colleagues to bet. We'll put money together. Okay, bring this, bring 10,000 for example. When we gather 10,000 together, then we'll bet, and anybody that wins will carry the money and go.
You bet.
Yes.
No, it's not right. Anything you earn without creating value, you're a thief. Betting is not. Actually, there's a book I saw. I bought it, I've not read that book, and I think somebody took it because I had to move house. Gambling is not Christian. Believe me. It's not, because we are we are not here for money. Money is a resource we need to work with. And it's reward for service. Anything you get without giving anything, Luke chapter 6, verse 38, it says, give and you'll be given. If you have taken without giving, you are a thief. And the thing with the world is that God has set this world to be controlled by principles. That when you violate a law, for example, if you violate human laws, you may escape it. Maybe nobody will discover you. But you can never violate God's law, which are the spiritual laws, and escape. And he has told us very clearly, give before you take. So I wouldn't encourage anybody to bet because it's not godly. Is that right, sir? Is that okay? Because I think there's that craze for betting now. People wanting to get for nothing. It's a dangerous thing. And you will realize that by the time people are betting, they lose more than what they get. Many have even died. And not only that, maybe let me say this also. Thank you for the question because it gives me opportunity to explain something. The investment thing that I was talking about, I said Christians must invest. Is that not so? But where did you invest? Where should you invest? Genesis 1:28. God says, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, and subdue. If what is given to you as investment opportunity does not improve somebody's life, if it's not creating value for somebody, it's not an investment that you should go into. That's 1. 2, the craze for money, because people think all you need is money and everything will be well, has brought up what we call Ponzi schemes. There are so many of them now. Some of you who were in Jos when Fadama came, you remember Fadama? What was the problem was they were using my name and my brother Gomos that we are directors. And I told one of them, particularly the person behind the thing, I went to him and I told him, sir, this thing is going to collapse and you are going to be in trouble. Don't continue with this thing. Opt out if you are not the main man. He looked at me and said, look at you. God has brought a means of helping people. And you are going around telling people that we need resources and the opportunity has come. And you are telling me we should not do it. And I said, I hope you know what's going on because it's Ponzi. And you know, Ponzi scheme operates like this. Prof is my friend. I go to him and I say, Prof, I have found one business that will generate a lot of interest for us. Give me 100,000. Every month I'll be giving you 10,000. You will earn 10,000. That for the remaining part of your life, sir, you'll be earning 10,000. Just give me 100,000. And Prof will say, eh? Now, so I know he will not do it, but he say, eh? Is that so? Because you know, when it gets to making money, people don't think anymore. Many people don't think as long as money is coming in. So this Ponzi was the name of a professor in the US, I think it's Harvard or somewhere, who wanted to test this theory of that most people lose their senses when it comes to money. So what he does is I collect the 100,000 from him, put it aside, I take 30,000 out of it, put it aside, and then I'll go and start spending the 70,000. At the end of first month, I take 10,000 out of his money, give it to him. And I'm spending the 70. The second month, I take the second 10,000 and give him. And I said, Prof, you don't have any friends? Tell them you don't get something. And Prof goes and broadcasts his friends, and before you know it, money is coming in. And he's putting aside your money. So he takes from you to give you. Then down the road, people are no longer bringing. There's no more money to give. The thing collapses. So watch out. There are so many things coming up in town in the name of investments. Find out what product are they producing. What service are they rendering? I won't call names now, but I know of some already going on that they are the talk of the town. Because we're making money. The first few who come will benefit from it. But down the road, the thing will collapse because people will no longer be bringing money. Or there will be too many people, and they, because of greed, have been spending more than what they can give. The thing will collapse. So don't invest into anything that you know is not creating value. Don't invest in anything that will not create value, that will improve lives of people. One woman was asking me, you saying Christians should do business, and now we should invest, and what have you? Me, I want to do business, but I want to know, sir, is it every business that a Christian can invest in or can be in? I said, why are you asking me this question? She said, I'm in business, and I want to know whether I can continue my business now that I want to be a Christian. I said, what business do you do? He said, I sell beer. I said, okay, no problem, beer, right? And what's your product? He said, beer. I said, when people consume your product, will they go to praise God or will they become better people? And the woman said, Kai, ben cheap of her. Because Ryan and was in Shaggy and saying, Father, said the Mukakao police. You know, so is that a business a Christian should be into? No, because it's not improving human life. It's not improving society. So your business is your mission. Your business is your pulpit. Your place of business is your pulpit. So whatever you do there should help people, should advance the gospel. Yes, question 2.
Thank you. Please, can all the people, the 4 people, come to this front seat to sit so that we can easily assess you? Now, while you do that, quickly, the 4 of you, you have this question. It says, if you have a child who does not want to grow up and add value to his or her life, he or she feels doing what they see me doing to earn money will spoil their guy, but always ask for money to pay their bills. but never show interest in my business. What should I do, sir?
Good question. The first thing you must know is that children come with a blank memory. That is, the thing has not been programmed. And so that's why the responsibility we have as parents, one of it is to educate our children correctly. Because if they see work as suffering, nobody wants to suffer. And that's why you are work as a parent. The first thing you need to do is to educate your children about what life is, how life should be lived. It should start from home. Then the second thing is, if you educate them about that, try to work. For example, you give chores to your children, even if it means just washing their own clothes, dressing their bed. You are raising a people who will work. But I know of families where even the children's clothes, they have house girl who works for them. You have children who, even when they eat food, they will throw the plate there. House girl, house boy will wash for them. What kind of a people are you raising? And by the time they grow up, can they afford those kind of services? But what even promotes it is the fact that they don't want to work. They are what have you. But when they ask for money, you give them. You get machine for making money, eh? You are working to earn. Is that not so? So why are you giving them without getting them to work? I was told of one man. I'll use my tribe so that nobody go vex. Chukuma. Chukuma was a plumber. Every day, you know, they go and wait for work. They'll come and pick them to go work and what have you. So some days you will go out and don't get anything. So Chukuma had one of the times when he got something, he bought gari and hide the thing for house at least. Even if you don't get it, if he come drinking gari. So when he came back, his son, Chinedu, don't drink the gari. Hey! He beat Chinedu like say go kill him. He said, Baba, why this one now? He said, why not? Chinedu don't reach, make you go get your own gari. How can he be drinking my gari at this age? You go to houses sometimes, you will meet the father, or sometimes even grandfather self. He is training his grandchildren with pension. Why? Because the children are not responsible. They are not working. Whose fault? It's his fault. But that's not how God created us to live. You must raise children to be able to work. They must know if there's anything you will leave for your children is the culture for work. They must work. Some other countries, once you are 18, you either leave the house or you start contributing in paying bills. And we see that as what? No, they are children now. Not true. The thing will happen to maize will happen to you. They dry up with the babies. So it's about training your children, getting them right, as we said. Correct what is in their head. Correct their hearts. Equip their hands. And they'll be able to function in life. But you are raising a people who see work as punishment. And you are encouraging it. Even God will dry up your resource. Because he wants you to release them to go and fulfill their purpose. Jeremiah 17:5 said, cursed is a man who depends on man. Because you are expected to function yourself also. So that is not love. That is not love. You hate them. Because when you die, who will provide for them? When you are no more here, who will provide for them? They become thieves. So let parents learn. Yes.
So my question is from what you said. You said nobody should be stopped from working. So now from the Bible, we said husbands are the head of family and wives should be submissive to their husbands. So now, is it bad for husbands to stop their wives from working?
Good
so
question.
That's my question.
Good question. To start with, I don't think anybody works harder than housewives. Women, what you will tell you now? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But what we encourage every man and his wife to do is that, for example, the issue of managing money, the issue of earning money, don't allow your wife to be ignorant of that. Your wife should know how you pay the bills, how you earn the money, and if there's opportunity for her to do, let her at least get engaged. Because of what? Death is coming. And we don't know who will go first. If you go before your wife and all along she's been dependent totally on you, she doesn't know anything about money, what's going to happen? Look at this man, the story we just read in the Bible. The woman rose and went looking for something because she knows that if she sits down, nothing will happen. Is that not so? So we encourage husbands. Yeah, at the age when the children are still young and what have you, she may not be full-time out there, but don't allow her to be idle. I teach a lot in the pastors' seminaries also. And one thing I always encourage pastors is that don't allow your wife to be idle. Because if death takes you before her, she will be in trouble. Some don't even know ordinary managing of money. They don't know. Some simple things as getting money from account. In those days that they write checks and the rest. Some women don't even know how to write check. So basics you should know as a housewife. Is that okay? Good.
I think you've addressed part of my question because of your responses.
Okay.
But I still want to ask, you encourage that there should be transgenerational transfer of knowledge from one, okay? So, but I think in our current generation, something is really missing. The masters are beginning to lose interest in, teaching the younger ones because of what we obviously see happening. Like we know of the story that happened, was it last week or last 2 weeks? We heard of an apprentice who killed his master. Now, these young people oftentimes are no longer ready for process. What they want now is result, quick result. So I don't know how you will address both the young people and then the master's concern so that we don't lose this.
Good question. It's really a very big problem. And it's a big problem because of what we as the elders have done. As long as the earth remains, these principles will be there. I said children are born with a blank memory, and it's programmed. That young boy who says, when I grow up, I want to be a senator. Where did he learn that from? It's what he's seeing. And that's why parenting is foundational to any society. So for us as Christians, we have this responsibility to raise our children well. Those things that are happening are indications, revelations of children who have not been brought up well. Because killing his master to get money, was it? If that money finish, what happens? But he doesn't know. So that is an indication of a person who has not been brought right. He is not right. Yesterday we talked about getting the man right before his wall will be right. And it's about addressing the head, addressing the heart and the hands. Know the truth, and the truth will set you free. He believes that everything about life is just to get money. So if he kills his oga, he will get the money. Is that not so? But is that true that he will be free? So he's operating already with the wrong knowledge. And why is he doing that? Nobody helped him to correct what is in his head. Because when people misbehave, you hear people say your head not correct. Is that not true? And it's true, because what is going on there is not correct. That's why parenting is a serious responsibility. You can't have children until you are matured. And that maturity is talking about ability to raise them to become people who can function well in life. So that's an indication of failure in society. And the failure is not only with the children, the parents. That's why I was saying that relay races are won not by teams that run fastest, but teams that run fast but have people they can exchange the baton with. The society, the way things are going on now, sometimes I fear what will happen tomorrow because of the kind of children we're raising. You heard what I said now. The boy said he will be senator, and the girl said, I want to be his wife. Both of them have problems. Today, I serve as an elder in my church also, and one of the areas of problems we're having is issue of marital problems. Young people marry, some even after 1 month, they scatter. Some, I was even told, they fought on the reception, at the reception. The marriage scatter. You know, why? Because they've not been raised to become people who can marry. That's why the making of people is the key issue. Honestly, when I discovered this concept of being before doing, I said, no wonder God gave me the opportunity to study engineering. Because in engineering, we build. And you notice that all houses built, they have different shapes of walls, different roofs, and what have you. But all buildings have one thing that is common to all of them. Can anybody tell me this? Foundation. The thing about foundation is that it's what holds up everything. When the foundation is not there, the building can't stand. But the thing is that the foundation is first built. After building it and the building, they cover it. So when you come, you see the building, but you don't see the foundation. One of my first assignments as an engineer when I started working with JMDB was the motor park on Bauchi Road. Oh, that's this way, right? Bauchi Road, that motor park there, we built it. And the military governor then came because there was a problem that time. The man said, engineer, you are the one in charge, right? I said, yes, sir. He said, okay, I'm coming back here after 1 week. And when I come back, I want to see the wall up. Is that clear? He said, yes, sir. And he left. He came back after 3 days or 4 days to tell me that he was serious. And when he came, what did he see? We were digging down. And the man said, engineer, where did you read your engineering? I told you to go up and you are going down. What's the problem with you? And I said, sir, if we don't go down, we can't go up. If we don't go down, we can't go up. How far you go up is dependent on how deep you have gone. Foundation. The reason why we have these problems in society is that the people we are raising, they have no foundations. That's the problem. So that's what our greatest need is, the making of our people to function correctly. You still have one? Okay, one more. Yes, sir.
My question is that, how will I be convinced about this lesson as a young guys and young girls?
How will you be what?
How can I be convinced?
To agree with it.
Yes, as in part of, because you made an illustration about your friend that slept inside car and was planned for futures. So a type of, why I'm asking this question in terms of, or in part of choosing a partner. I hope so you understand me. So now, that your friend slept in car and inside his bus, planned for futures. So such a type of man, maybe he can come to a lady. The lady might decide not to accept him for the condition, why he's planned for future. So how can I convince about this?
Let me ask you one question. Have you married? Aha, okay. Now, understand where he is going. Friend, the truth is this. Yesterday we analyzed the issue of character, the issue of what have you, and the rest. And one of the things we said was that you must live with a vision. And then there must be delay in self-gratification. We talked about those yesterday. And so, if you embark on a journey and you want to go along with some other people, The case we are talking about now, you are going to embark on journey, you want a woman to go with you, isn't it, as a partner? You are supposed to play the role of a leader. And a leader has vision, where to go to. But the leader who does not spend time to get the followers to know where they are going before they set out on the journey will wake up one day and look and find he's alone. Before you marry, you must sit down with the girl or the woman you want to marry, let her know who you are, where you want to go to, and let her know that if we are depriving ourselves of something today, it's for the sake of the future. You know, the biggest problem that most of us have is this adage that they say, cut your coat according to your... So which one is the correct one? According to your material. See, those are the kind of girls you should look for. Many of us live by cut your coat according to your size. And who defines size? Society. How about, Oga, at this with your PhD, you dey sleep for car. Why? Meanwhile, you're trying to save money or you are planning for something that you want to do tomorrow. And so staying in a car, when you travel to Abuja, you save the money so that you can, what have you, they see that as rubbish, nonsense. But you have something you are going after. You know, many people, they are in trouble today because they are listening to what people are saying they should do. Yesterday we talked about that also, that you must have courage. Courage to withstand those who will come on you and tell you the thing cannot be done or you should not do it. How about chaplain of the University of Jos? The whole university, if I see the big church where they do, I'm using him because he's my friend. You can't do this with everybody. How about you still they drive this your car? Buy a car where you go match your position. And there's nothing wrong with your old car. But when you come out and look, after all, what is a car? Means of transportation. It doesn't give you... You come out and look at the car and you say, now true, for these people, they look me like this because of this car. I'm supposed to buy another car. And what happens? He goes to the office and starts doing all kinds of things to steal money and buy a bigger car, big Jeep. And the day he wants to come to church so that they will know that he has arrived, he comes late so that everybody will know. He changed his dress to match the new car so that now they know he is somebody. And he comes with a big white Jeep, expecting everybody to know. And they come, they say, now who get that car? They say, Pastor. He said, Pastor, you don't buy another car. He said, everybody is buying the red one. Why you go buy black one now? The one with the rain now, the red one. And you come out and see it again and say, uh-oh, you go start doing all kinds of things to buy the red one. Before you buy red one, new model don't come out. So we are struggling. You not arrive anywhere. You are trying to please people and you can never please them. So you live for what you should live for, not to please people. And if you are going to marry, get a woman who is like that, who can believe in you and walk with you. Not a woman who expects you to what? At all costs, you will crash land. You will not fulfill your purpose. But it starts all with the correct head, correct heart, right hands. So may all of us work to produce children that have the correct head, correct heart, and correct hands. Thank you very much. Okay.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
2 more questions and we'll be done. This one says, God has told me Listen now, listen
God
now.
tells us things now. Listen.
God has told me to read medicine in the university. For 3 years now, I've been giving other courses, but I've refused to take them because God told me to read medicine so that I can help people. What should I do?
Good question.
Do I take the second?
Okay. No, let me answer that, then we can take.
Okay.
Good question. We've heard of cases where, I think it was just yesterday, my wife was reading something for me like that. One of boy who got 300 and something in JAM, and he applied for medicine. But at the end of the day, they didn't give him medicine. The corruption in our country. But the father knows the executive, what have you, at the university, something. So he went and talked with him, the what have you, and said, no, your son should get. Well, through that connection, he was able to get. So people believe in connections and what have you and the rest of them. But let me tell you, if it is truly that God gave you, spoke to you about that, and you've not gotten the admission, first question I would want to ask you is, if it's JAM they are using, do you have the scores for medicine? If you don't have, that's an indication already that you don't qualify. And that's, God tell, this voice, what you hear, you sure say, now God, you hear so? When I went into the university, I did HSC, they didn't know day now. There were 3 subjects you must, I read mathematics, physics, and chemistry. And I passed. I think I had a B, a C, and an E, a D, or something like that. Those were qualifications that can give me chemical engineering. And I was crazy about chemical engineering because somebody came and spoke to us about chemical engineering. So I said, I want to be a chemical engineer. So when I applied, first choice, chemical engineering. Second choice, chemical engineering. Third choice, civil engineering. Let me not put the same thing all through. They didn't have enough students for chemical engineering. The scores I had, physics, chemistry, mathematics, they were more than required to be given, but they gave me civil engineering. And I was like, what is this? What have you? But I had that piece, so I read civil engineering. Do you know that if I had not read civil engineering, I would have missed the road? God goes ahead of us. He knows better than us. If truly you are walking with God and you listen to God, these happenings are indications. Go back to Him. That's the first thing you need to do. But God uses men sometimes. Sometimes even the corruption of what have you is God walking ahead of you. So accept it. You are not getting any younger, are you? Your candle is finishing. You will wake up one day and you find out that you are 50 years old and you have not been developed to do anything. Your life is finished. You don't live your life.
Right. The second and the last question. It says, as a person who grew up with no support from anybody and no family to look up to, but thriving by means of begging, how do you start a business with nothing? And if I recall, sir, you said begging is wrong.
Begging is wrong because begging is wanting to get without giving anything in return. That's one. Begging is wrong and it's not the best way to live because when you beg, when you see a beggar, you put your hand in their pocket and bring out whatever is there. Do you give him or her the highest denomination? You are too valuable to beg. Beggars are people who don't know who they are. When you know who you are, you won't beg because you will seek to fulfill purpose. I have one of my friends who is like this, very short. The man is even a dwarf. But anytime he is passing the door like that one, he will bend down. But I say, That's Timothy watching me this one now. He said, oh, that person fit hit in the head on top there. You are the one seeing him short. He sees himself tall. Because the starting point of success is how you see yourself. That's why the prophet asked that woman, what do you have? That's one. Two, all of us came with capital. Your capital is your talent or your gifting that God gave you. You need to develop it, and all that you need, the capital money you are talking about, because the first capital is you. That one is available to you. If you are talking about that, most of us don't start with anything. Go to some of the big names you are hearing today, you will find out that some of them they don't even know their parents. But knowing that, look, I'm not an accident. God sent me for something. Every background you have, every situation that you have gone through, God will use it to motivate you to be somebody better. When you grew up without food and you are hungry every time, you know what it means to hunger. And you will know how to treat hungry people. And so that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse, because God who sent you into this world allowed you to be brought into the world through the way you came, so that you can be trained to fulfill your purpose. If you had had all things going on well, you wouldn't be inspired to work to become who you are created to be. Some of us, we tell you stories about what we've gone through as young people. I see people today who are hungry, and I want to help because I know what it means to be hungry, because I've gone through it. I see people who have nobody to help them, and I want to help because at a point in time, I had that kind of need. One young boy came to meet me one time like that and said, I see you here, I see you there, I see you there. Sir, I want to help me to see the governor. And I said, see governor, what do I have to do with governor now? I can't go and say, no, I have seen you with him one time. So I want you to help me to see. I said, but in the first place, why do you want to see the governor? He said he wants to school, but his parents can't pay school fees, so he was seeing whether they can help him. The governor can give him scholarship. And I said, that's why you want to see the governor? Yes. And the Lord told me, pay this boy's school fees. I gathered some of my friends and we started paying the boy's school fees. Unfortunately, well, he went through the school, whatever, but he died. He had some disease. But when you know who you are and why you are, your background does not matter. You were born the way you were born for who you are, because the background will inspire you. God who sent you knows why he allowed you to be brought the way you came. You are not an accident. You are not an accident. So all you need to do is develop yourself. Even if you can't pay school fees to go for what have you, every day, many people think school is only when you sit down in this round hall. That's why students from our university, University of Okonkwo, they never go unemployed. Do they sit down in a classroom? No. Their classroom is their shop. Every day as you go around, that is school. You can learn from others. Something that my lecturer, the first year lecturer, told me that I would never forget as engineering students. He said, listen here, young people, and I'm saying it so that I can go and sit down. Never leave to learn from your experience. Learn from the experience of others. If you find yourself in that kind of situation, the assignment I give you is find anybody who has that kind of a background, and he's no more there today. I don't know where I'm going to go and read books. Read books, stories of people, biographies. I Many of us don't want to read. That's part of the problems we have. And see, today, sir, we have free books online. But during our time, we buy hard copy books. One boy saw me with a book. Okay, this book, good. Where did you buy the book from? I said, I bought it from Abuja. How much? I said, 20,000 naira. He said, hey, you buy a book, 20,000? That's a bag of rice. How can you buy a book for 20,000? And I said, look, that book, 20,000, do you know how much it has brought for me? Because it changed me. But most of you young people, you see the shoes they are wearing, even more than some of us that we have been there for how many years? You add the total amount of clothes that he's wearing. That is the capital. Yes, no. That's the problem. Some of us have not even with the wearer. You don't stay inside. You don't go for toilet already. So it takes knowledge of how to live. You are not an accident. You are not an accident. God knows why he sent you through the way you came. Because he will use that to make you who you are supposed to be. So may God help us to not despise our beginnings. Let it be a school where we will learn. You are all born to be successful people. God bless you all. God bless you all.
Yeah, you